So I passed two of these out to everyone. Did I give you one, Sister Shireen? Yeah. Okay. So they're for practice tomorrow and Wednesday before we come. Okay. So basically,
any particular verb?
just pick any of the verbs that you haven't done before, and then when we come on Wednesday, I'll just have you pick one, and then do the same thing that we did. We switch with the other person, and you try to save both the past and the present. Okay, so this is our practice. And I'll say it again, so we'll be here on Wednesday, but not on Friday, and then the Monday after that, because I'll be gone for the weekend, and then probably the Wednesday, Wednesday of next week is the day before Christmas, I think. That's right? I think so. We're probably not going to have meet then, just because there's, there might be people.
Yeah, our kids will be home.
Yeah, so we won't. So basically, we'll have today and Wednesday, and then for next 3 classes, we won't be coming, or next 3 or so classes, inshallah.
Just email us, inshallah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's the last week of, it'll be the last week, so we're probably going to meet after next, 2015, inshallah.
Inshallah.
But today and Wednesday, we're going to try to finish the dialogue in lesson 9, just because we want to get done with it, and I want to have you do the exercises that we haven't gotten to. So let's go to ad-dars al-tasi', where we were on the 2nd page of lesson 9.
60. Page number 60, right?
60 in this book, yes. Now I think everyone has different books, so. Alright, so we're going to try to get through maybe a page and a half, inshallah, and then finish up on Wednesday. We went up till the half of the 2nd page, I think, where the teacher is writing something on the board. And then he asks, عندي سؤال البحار جمع البحر. The teacher says yes. And then Hassan stands up and says, what is the jam'a of sama? And what does the mudarris say? He asks, what is the plural of sky, as-sama? I'm on the middle of the 2nd page. قال المدرس جمعها سماوات. Okay, it's plural. جمعها means it's plural. Is samawatun. Okay, samawatun. What did we say is special about samawatun in terms of like the case from the English key? Point number 1 or 2. What happens when it becomes majroor or mansub? Samawatun, right? What would be the ending be on samawatun when it becomes mansub or majroor? Samawa, not tan, right? So samawatan. So is that just for majroor or majroor and mansub? It's for both, right? So when it's majroor, then it's samawa. When it's mansub, it's samawa. No. Samawatin. It's not. It doesn't go to samawatan, right? Yeah, it stays on samawatan. That was the lesson was that it doesn't change to samawatan. It only goes on samawatin. Samawatan.
And why is that?
It is the plural of. It is a sound feminine plural. Okay, the sound feminine plurals, they do not get fatha with mansub. Okay, it's similar. It's like the opposite of mamnu min as-sarf, because in mamnu min as-sarf you don't go down to a kasra, right? You don't go down to a kasra with like a female name or like a male name with ta marbuta or something like that. But with this one, sound feminine, jam'a mu'annath salim, you you cannot go up to a mansub, you have to stay down on a kasra. Okay, even if it's mansub. Okay, and they're gonna show examples of that, inshallah.
That's rule number 1, right, in the back.
It was the first point in the lesson 9 key, but we're reading the dialogue now, so
Yeah.
we're on page 60, Brother Ala.
I thought my understanding was that it doesn't decline. So meaning it from fatha, it doesn't go to kasra. Like mamnun min as-sarf.
It doesn't decline in the sense that it will not have a fatha when it's mansub. It will have a kasra. Okay, but you will still say, if you have something like ra'aytu al-banati, right? So the example that they gave was ra'aytu, I saw al-abna'a, right? I saw the sons or the boys, right? So here, what is this abna'a?
Plural
Subject.
It's not the subject. Subject is tu.
Oh, yeah.
The verb
object.
is
Object.
verb is ra'i, and then the object is abna. I saw who? The sons.
Son.
Now if I add the daughters to it, I have to say wal banati. Banati. Okay? So banati, because it's a sound, feminine, plural, the plural of bint, right? Bintun. It will not go up to a fathah, even though it's mansub. It's also the maltufun ala abna. It's like the object, like abna. So even though you'll say al abna is mansub with a fathah, so here you would call this mansub with fathah, and here this one you would say mansub with
Definite.
kasra. Okay, so the rule is that the sound feminine plural becomes mansub with a kasra. Okay. I think the other example they gave was خلق الله الأرض والسماوات. Al-arda, Allah created the earth, was-samawati, and the heavens. So arda has a fatha and samawati has a
Kasra.
kasra. Okay. So that's the rule for sound feminine.
And what is the, what did you say there, the Arabic terminology for that, to describe that?
The sound feminine plural?
Yeah, that's, the fact that it goes to kasra as opposed to...
Well, it's just, the term is just basically, you would write it in Arabic as mansub
with kasra.
bil
kasra.
kasra. Mansub bil kasra. And the same one with this one, mansub bil fath. Okay, so now we're gonna start the dialogue. Actually, this is not that long, this is small. So, ثم سأل المدرس الطلاب عدة أسئلة. Okay, what's ثم? Then, so, or yeah, it's after. It means afterwards or so. سأل المدرس means
Ask question to the
Who?
He
teacher.
asked.
the
He asked-
teacher asked who?
Mother,
Students.
student.
الطلاب, right? الطلاب. So here, where is the subject?
Subject is tulaba.
Nope.
I don't even know where we're at.
Al-Mudarris. We're in the middle of the second page of lesson 9. Second page of lesson 9.
Mudarrisu is subject.
Mudarrisu is subject. Sorry, we're on page 60.
Yeah, but where on the page?
In the middle.
Middle of the page where it says ثم سأل المدرس الطلاب. Right before the dialogue starts with Mudarris and Ibrahim. You see it?
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah, thanks.
Okay. So, mudarrisu is the subject. Where is the verb?
Sawal.
Sa'ala. And where is the object?
Tullab.
At-tullabu, right? So notice again that this. Notice the two rules that we said for subject and object. The subject is always marfu. Subject is marfu.
Marfu with fatah.
No, marfu has usually dhamma. And then the object is always mansoob.
Mansub.
Okay? Usually mansoob means it has fatha, but it can also have kasra if it's feminine sound plural. Okay? Alright, brother Najmo, go ahead and read Al-Mudarris.
المدرس من خلقك يا إبراهيم
Ya Ibrahimu.
يا إبراهيم
Okay, what does that mean?
who created you
Ya,
يا أو محمد أو إبراهيم
oh Ibrahim. Okay, so who created you? So khalaqaka is how many words? Two words, right? Khalaqa is the subject, verb, or object.
It's a
خلقك
verb.
The verbs.
Khalaqa
Past tense,
is a
he
verb,
created.
it's past tense, right? And ka is the
You.
No object.
maf'ulun bihi, the object. Okay? Maf'ulun bihi is the object. Brother Anwar, next line.
One second. What was that? Iddata as'ilatin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we forgot to read that.
Yeah.
So the teacher asked the students, iddata as'ilatin.
Any more question?
More, a number of questions.
Iddata means several.
Do we
As
have
a
any more
number.
question?
No, he asked them several.
Oh, okay.
As'ilatin.
It's the statement. It's not any question or answer. The teacher
Yes,
asked
exactly.
the students.
Sawalat.
Yeah. Some.
He asked them
yeah,
several
some more
questions.
It's statement.
As'ilatin is a plural of
Okay.
su'alin.
Okay. Thank you.
And what is iddata as'ilatin?
Iddata means
Mudaf, mudaf
ilayhi.
Mudaf, mudaf ilayhi. Okay.
So object can come after subject or subject can come after object, right? They can switch the position in a sentence.
Okay, this is the other thing that I don't think we have gone over. So what if we translate this into English, what does it mean? The teacher asked the students several questions. Okay? This sentence actually has two objects. This sentence has two objects. Because
teacher.
one object is telling who the teacher asked, the other object is telling you
What?
Question.
what the teacher asked. Okay? So a verb can have more than one object. Okay? And it's not like these, this is not, we don't consider these two objects. Okay? This is actually one object, and the wa wal banati is like the addition to al abna. So you can say al banati wal wala awladi wal, you know, whatever, all wa, you can just use wa, but all of those things after the first object are just considered additions to this. This is what where we just read here is actually a second object. Okay? So you can't put wa between this. You can't say sa'al al-mudarris at-tullaba wa iddata, right? It doesn't make sense. So this is a verb that has two maf'ulun bihis.
What would the, actually, talaba is the, is one, and,
Is the first maf'ulun bihi is tullaba,
and the second, would it be the iddata?
iddata, exactly.
And not the,
As'ilatin, no.
yes,
Because iddata is actually two things. It's maf'ulun bihi and it's mudaf. So where is the mudaf ilayhi? As'ilatin. But we don't say as'ilatin is the maf'ulun bihi, even though it's connected to the maf'ulun bihi. Okay. So this is the thing that's gonna come. I think it comes up later also. They'll explain it that a verb can have multiple. Usually only two. Two is a maximum, I think it goes, but it might be three.
But meaning-wise, iddata is several, right? It's not the question. So how it can be an object? I mean,
He asked them several of questions,
How
some of
many?
questions, some of the questions. You can say
Not the
like
questions,
several of the
okay.
questions, yeah. Because it's mudaf ilayhi. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, brother Anwar.
Ibrahimu
Mm-hmm.
khalaqallahu.
Khalaqa. What's after khalaqa? Khalaqani.
Khalaqani lahu.
So you almost said it, but there's also a fatha on the ya. Khalaqani Allah.
Ni Allahu.
Okay,
Khalaqani
the ya here, because it's the drags everything down, right? So it has a sukoon on it. This is the ya mutakallim, the first person ya. To join it, because there's a lam that has a sukoon, you have two sukoons meeting, then you have to put a fatha on the ya to make it sound khalaqani Allahu.
Khalaqani Allah.
Otherwise it's khalaqani Allahu. Okay. What does khalaqani Allahu mean?
Allah created
Me.
me.
You have to say who Allah created
Allah
what?
created me.
Or who, right? So Allah created me. Where is the subject?
Allah
Allahu is the fa'il. Where is the object?
khalaq.
Instead of me.
Ni.
Oh, the object, I'm sorry. I thought you said
Just
first.
not the ni, but just the ya.
Yeah.
Okay, the noon is something else. The noon is there to separate between the verb and the object. Okay, we call this the noon of protection. Because the ya would drag the qaf down, so you have to put a noon between
The
them.
noon,
Noonul wiqaya.
noon.
Noonul wiqaya. Okay.
Then,
Okay, brother Salim, go ahead.
Al-Mudarrisu
Mm-hmm.
man khalaqakum ya abnai.
Okay, what does that mean? Man means who.
Who created
Kum,
you?
you. So kum is the pronoun for antum, right? Antum is kum. Who created all of you? Ya abna'i. Okay, who created all of you? Brother Ala, next one.
Al-Jami'a,
What's al-jami'?
the group.
The group. Good, or all of them, basically.
Khalaqna Allahu. Khalaqna.
No, you don't want to say khalaqna. That means we created Allah. Astaghfirullah.
Well, I'm saying, I try to make the alif long.
So pronounce the fatha on the pronounce the fatha on the qaf.
Khalaqna.
Khalaqana. Okay.
Khalaqana.
This is why
yeah, you're right, got it.
when you're reading the Quran, you have to be very careful
Yes.
about what you are reciting. Okay, because the conjugation is very important. Khalaqana is the verb khalaqa, right? Plus noon alif, which is the pronoun for us,
Yes.
right? Allahu. Okay. If you say khalaqna, or if you pronounce it like this, with a sukoon on the khalaqna, what's khalaqna mean?
That means we created.
We created, right? Khalaqa, khalaqa, khalaqu, khalaqat, khalaqata, khalaqna, khalaqta, all the way down. Khalaqtu, I created, and we created. Khalaqna. So if you pronounce it like khalaqna, and you don't put a fatha on the qaf, it'll be saying we created. Even though it won't make sense because you have a dhamma on Allahu, right? But if you just said khalaqna Allah, then you might imply that, waliyadu billah, something that you don't want to imply. Okay? So you have to say khalaqana Allah.
Khalaqana Allah.
Okay? Khalaqana Allah means Allah created. So actually this is actually very important. So write, put like a cross, and if you have like a note, put like a note, the qaf with the sukoon. You don't want to say, that means we created. Okay? So you don't want to make that mistake. And where is the fa'il? Brother Ala.
Khalaq.
Nope. Fa'il means subject.
Oh, I'm sorry. Allahu.
Allahu. And where is the fi'il?
No.
Nah.
No. Fi'il
Fi'il
means
is a verb.
verb. Yeah.
Khalaq.
Khalaqa. And where is the maf'ulun bihi?
Nah.
Na. Right? Object. Sister Shireen, next one.
Yarisu man khalaqani ya Abbasu.
Man khalaqani ya Abbas means
Who created me?
who created me, O Abbas.
So that would be Ya Abasa,
Ya
right?
Abbasu.
Would it be O or would it be Ya?
Abbas.
No, no, Ya Abbas is Ya Abbasu.
Abbas.
But I thought it's, if it follows the Ya, doesn't it get the, doesn't get, mansub?
No, that's only if it's mudaf ilayhi. So if it was like Abdullahi, so you would say Ya Abdullahi.
Oh, okay.
But if it's just one word, if it's just a name, you just say Abbasu. Okay. Okay. Who created me, O Abbas? This is teacher is asking Abbas who created the teacher. Sister Tahira.
Abbas khalaqallahu
Khalaqakallahu.
khalaqallahu.
Okay. So what does that mean?
Allah created you.
Allah created you. And where is the fi'l?
Fail is verb.
Verb.
Khalaqa.
Khalaqa. Where is the fa'il?
Fa'il Allahu.
Allahu. And where is the maf'ulun bihi?
Ka.
Ka. Okay. Brother Nazmum.
Man khalaqa shamsa ya Abdullahi. Ya
Nah,
Abdullahi.
Abdullah. So here it is, Brother Ala. Ya Abdullah. So if you want, you can put a dhamma on Ya Abbasu, on the scene of Abbas. But when you have a mudaf ilayhi like Abdullahi, and you have a ya before that, then you have to make the mudaf mansub. Ya Abdullah. What does that mean? Man khalaqa shamsa?
Who created the sun, O Abdullah?
Or Abdullah. Okay, Brother Anwar.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When Ibrahim speaking earlier, he says, "Khalaqni Allahu."
Khalaqani.
Khalaqani Allahu.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Mudarris speaks,
Mm-hmm.
it says, "Man khalaqni," with the sukoon on the ya, and earlier is the fatha on the ya. What's the difference there?
Yeah, what's the difference? Because the Abbas, you don't have two sukoons meeting together. So the only time you put a fatha on something with a sukoon is if you have two sukoons. Because in the first example, you have khalaqani followed by Allah. So khalaqani, the ya originally had a sukoon. What's after the ya?
The alif.
Hamzatul wasl, right? So you drop that because there's something before it. What's after the alif is a lam with a sukoon.
Oh, okay, got it.
So that lam with the sukoon and that ya with the sukoon cannot be pronounced together.
Got it.
But the second example, the ya with the sukoon and the ya with the fatha, you can pronounce it, right? Because you can just say khalaqani ya Abbas.
Got it.
Okay, so only when you have two sukoons meeting, iltiqa as-sakinain, you cannot pronounce.
Abdullahi
Mhm.
khalaqahu. No, khalaqaha. Khalaqahallahu.
Khalaqaha Allahu. Excellent. What does that mean?
Abdullah says that Allah created.
Created what?
Allah created
Ha means it,
it.
right? Or her, but it's talking about the shams.
Shams.
And why is shams ha? I mean, why is it feminine? Or actually that was the answer. But why is it ha?
Because it's feminine.
It's feminine,
It's feminine.
okay? Ashamsu is just one of those verbs like, it doesn't end with a ta marbuta, but it is feminine. Okay, there's a small group of words that don't have ta marbuta, but they are feminine. Ashamsu is one of them. What's another one? Al-harb, war. War is actually a feminine, is female.
I
Okay?
believe that.
Yeah.
Al-
Al-harb means war, and it's actually feminine, even though it doesn't have a fatha. Also, an-nar, fire, is feminine. So all of the
Al-Qamar is masculine, right?
al-qamar is masculine.
That's it. You would think it would be the other way
It should
around.
be
It's not.
opposite, right?
Yeah.
Shams and the
Maybe
Qamar.
the moon is more like pretty to look at. I don't know.
Najmun. Najumun.
Okay, brother Anwar, one more question. What is the subject?
The subject is khalaqa. No, here is
The doer of the verb is
Allah.
Allahu is a
Yeah.
fa'il. Okay, where's this verb?
Verb is khalaqa.
Khalaqa. And this object?
Ha.
Ha. Okay. Brother Salim, next one.
Al-Mudarrisu wa man khalaqa kamara
Al-Qamara.
kamara ya Abdarrahmani.
Ya Abdurrahmani. Okay. What does that mean?
Who created you, Abdurrahman?
Who created Al-Qamar means the moon. Okay. The moon, O Abdurrahman. Brother Alana, what's the answer?
خلقه الله.
So join them together. Khalaqahu Allah. Khalaqahu Allah. Okay, Allah created it. Okay, fi'l.
The fi'l, what is that again?
Verb.
The verb. خلق.
Fa'il.
The doer. Allah.
Allahu and maf'ulun bihi.
Who.
Who. Okay, so I want everyone to be able to be, whenever I say fi'l, you say it. You say fa'il, you say it. When I say maf'ulun bihi, you're able to say it. Fi'l is the verb, fa'il is the subject, and maf'ulun bihi is the object. Alright, I think they're closing the lights, so they probably want us to get out. Practice the, so write 2 of these inshallah for Wednesday, Brother Ala, and give you one. Just pick any 2 from the list, and we're going to practice saying them on Wednesday.
Jazakallah khair.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك واشهد ان لا